Hey, this is Ada.
And this is Stefan.
And welcome to Living Simply in Mexico. Before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel. And let's talk about what we've got going on this week.
Yeah, so this week is going to be a simple one. It's going to be pretty much a week in the life of, we've took some videos and pictures, not for the vlog, but just basically to, for ourselves as to what we did this week. And we decided, hey, why don't we just put that in a week in the life episode? And so that's what we're going to do today. So let's talk about when we arrived. This trip was a Sunday to Sunday. We came in and we just basically chilled out at our house. And then we went downtown to the Malecon, and I guess take it from there. What do we do?
Yeah, well, we had dinner, pretty good dinner, and so we just decided, hey, let's go see what's going on. And there's a portion of the Malecon that tends to really, in the evening, really attracts a lot of the locals. So they have a lot of their local tents and their, you get roasted corn and crepes and all these cool things. Well,
yeah,
there was one really like enticing table.
Yeah, and it's always there, it seems. And there's a full table full of beautiful cakes and pies and parfaits and everything. And so we stopped by there, and it was really good. So if you go down to the Malecon at night, I would say on your way to the bridge to the Romantic Zone, just before that on the walkway, there's some great food, and the desserts are awesome.
Yeah, don't miss out. I think we ended up, it was like, it wasn't super cheap, but it was really good.
Really good.
Was it 50 pesos for both of our, we got like a piece of, like this huge piece of chocolate cake and this huge piece of some sort of amazing cheesecake that had some toffee chocolate stuff on it. But at any rate, it was well worth it. So yeah, save a little room for dessert and go get dessert on the Malecon.
The next day we decided to do a hike. We live very close to the mirador, so we don't have to go all the way to the bottom of the hill all the way up.
Did the chicken cross the road?
Why did the chicken cross the road? Good question. To eat seeds in the middle of the road. Oop, no, dude.
If you're going all the way from the bottom, it is a pretty good hike, but it is gorgeous up there. Yeah. And there was people up there doing some locals that were up there. They had doing their exercises up there, and yeah.
And then we had some downtime, and I decided to do a couple things. One is you do things here that you normally wouldn't do in the U.S. So I looked at our ceiling and our downstairs floor. I said, that's kind of bland. Let me paint a sun on our ceiling downstairs. And that's what you do here. You can get away with it, right?
Yeah, it looks good. I when I went down there and I saw it, I was like, oh no, there he goes. But usually he has a tendency to start projects that look very questionable, and they end up really good. So I approve, and I thought, hey, you know what, that'd be actually kind of fun to do some other little bits of art around our doorways or arches or something like that.
Yeah, but I did screw up though, because the same day I was trying to figure out, I was going to blend a nice smoothie and do that. And so I looked in our freezer, and I thought I saw like a half a round of pineapple, and the entire family, I think, especially our daughter, thought it was a half round of pineapple. So I put it in the blender, and ended up being frozen cheese. So
I knew it was cheese.
Yeah, so I busted the blender, and the smoothie that was in there, the cheese cranberry did not taste that well. So anyway.
Yeah, I thought I was bad at cooking, but apparently I have never broken a blender by making a cheese cranberry smoothie.
Hey, so anyway, so blenders are good down here, so I need to go fix a blender, and maybe we'll bring down a Vitamix, which is very good.
We're a little spoiled with our Vitamix at home.
So cool. And so outside of that, then we went to some festivities. Actually, it's Thanksgiving week this week for us. So we went and went to the Vallarta Yacht Club. Mm-hmm. Because we have some friends there, and we're actually considering becoming members, just for something a little different. How much was it to join?
Well, because we were under 50, we got a discount. Woohoo! Way to go, midlife.
Yeah.
This is the advantage of not being a boomer. It was like $250 initiation fee. It was like 50%.
50%. It's usually $500.
And then it was the special pricing for under 50 is
I think about 50 bucks
a person,
and then you get
month.
then you get 2 months free.
Sorry, for family.
Yeah, for a family, and you get 2 months free, so it's 10 months. You pay for 10 months, you get 12. And so if you're interested in doing that, they do have boats that you can take out, some small dinghy type boats that are sailboats, and they got a nice pool and a really great club there. So if you're interested in that, just let us know. Actually, maybe we can hook you up. And then what we did. The following day is, we love this hike. So if you're going to take any hike in the Banderas Bay area, there's a hike that leaves from Boca de Tomatlan, and that goes to Las Animas. And it is a great hike. We did it once before, and we were worried a little bit that it could have been rushed out because of the heavy rains this summer. It was a little bit rough in some places, but it's still a great hike.
Yeah, just backing up, so Boca de Tomatlan is about 30 minutes bus ride south of Puerto Vallarta. So you can easily Uber it we did it for roughly 250 pesos from our house, or you can, or taxi, or for basically 10 pesos a person, you can catch one of the Boca de Tomatlan buses, which is, it's down on Constitution and Vadillo. I can't remember the exact words.
Vadillo?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But
we should know
we should know. But at any rate, they're these white buses with orange trim, and you'll see them down there, and it's pretty obvious. 10 pesos a person, and it gets you down there in 30 minutes. It's usually, we had 3 of us, so we just decided to go lazy. But we were meeting some other people that were down there. So we met some really good friends down there for lunch, and then we started on our hike. And yes, as you mentioned, there were portions of that hike that we were like, oh, wait a minute, that bridge that was there before is no longer there. So definitely there were some changes, but it was still good.
Yeah. There are some like little gaps and steps when you're going over these small bridges, and you have to walk the plank a few times, but it was a lot of fun. And there's some really cool things along the hike. It's a lot by the beach, but there's a little jungle there too. For instance, see these big long centipedes, and there's one area I had the magic leaf. It was hanging, and it looks like it was just floating in the air, but if you looked really closely, there was a spider web way on top of the tree. So had a little fun with that. A little goofy, but good.
Yeah, and I would say from a difficulty standpoint, I would say I'll say moderate. And the reason why I'm saying moderate, we have long legs, so it's really easy for us to go up and down some of these larger steps. There were a few places that were just a touch dicey in terms of needing to have longer legs, not needing to, but it being easier. In terms of footwear, I wear my little kind of Tiva or Merrells or something that's kind of like a sports sandal is fine. In terms of being able to do it, I wouldn't do it in flip-flops. Tennis shoes would be fine, but it's nice having the kind of the Tiva type of shoes, because you once you start going over to the sand and your feet will get wet a little bit, so it's nice to be able to have something.
I wear regular shoes, but you can take the shoes off. There's like 1 or 2 sections where you have to take your shoes off to get in the water, but it's no big deal if you wear regular shoes or Tivas or something in between.
Yep.
Cool. And so on that place, what's really great about that, and not only are there some good places to eat, especially Boca de Tomatlan and along the way, but there's these great beaches. Some of the beaches that the tourists will drop off. Is it Colomitos? Is that the one?
Yeah, Colomitos Beach is kind of the halfway point between Boca de Tomatlan and Las Animas Beach, which was the destination.
Yeah.
And it's a 2-hour hike usually if you're just hiking straight.
Yeah, it's a nice little beach, but it's pretty packed. But if you keep on going to about halfway to 3/4 of the way, you start getting into beaches where there are very few, if no one there actually.
Except for nice yachts.
People that are anchored
outside of there.
Yeah, but so that's really cool. And see, what else do we got? Yeah, so we body surfed. We had fun. We did the hiking, and then when you get to Las Animas, there's some really good restaurants along that way. Can hike back if you're really motivated, but a good way to get back is to take a water ferry, which we did.
Yeah, the water taxi you could just take back to Boca de Tomatlan and then just bus back or taxi back. We decided actually to take the water taxi from Las Animas Beach. There were 7 of us in our group, all the way back to Puerto Vallarta, and so the guy basically for 200 pesos
per
person, which is roughly $10 a person, which was probably a little pricier, except for we essentially had our own private boat.
Right.
Basically took us from Las Animas all the way up to Puerto Vallarta, and I thought it was going to be really bumpy and uncomfortable. It actually was really nice. He slowed down by Los Arcos, gave us a little bit of a tour, told us about. I mean, we'd been there before kayaking, but it was just nice to kind of be able, with our friends who hadn't seen it, just being able to see the where they had hiked from the water.
Yeah, and I think it can be rough periodically, so you may want to watch that. The much shorter trip, and I think it was 90 pesos, will take you back from the pier to Boca de Tomatlan. And so the thing is, there you can get prearranged something in Boca, or we've in the past arranged for when they are. It may be less leverage on negotiating if you're at Las Animas trying to get a water taxi.
If you go round trip, you'll get a little bit better deal. But either way, like I said, for us it wasn't much. It was well worth it having the direct back to Puerto Vallarta just along the water and getting dropped off at the pier that are at in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, and then also too, so then we had a day or two where we should do a whole episode of this, so we're not going to show it here, but there's just tremendous places to eat. So we went out to eat a lot and had a lot of good stuff. And then what we decided to do is do something a little different and a little bit of giving back, if you will, and getting more active in the community this go around. And so we went to a Spanish-English school, and I'll let Ada talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, there's this. Basically, for a lot of the gringos that want to learn Spanish, there is a school here just a little bit north of downtown. It's very easy to get to. And it's actually called American English Tree Institute. And the cool thing with this is that he actually designed it as a school to really help the community learn and the students learn English. But how he does this is he sponsors them, and how they get sponsored is for every gringo, every like expat or basically foreigner who wants to come and learn Spanish. That actually sponsors one child to be able to learn English for free. And so we'll talk more about it in another episode. But it's very cool, and it's a really great story, and I think it's something that we want to spread the word on.
And what else? Any other questions? Food. Aquí. Tacos. Tacos. If you subscribe, do take a look at that video. It's really cool what they're doing, and so that we'll have coming up. We've already recorded the footage, just a matter of editing that together. But that was a great experience.
That American English Tree School was less than a 15-minute walk to Costco. So we're like, let's go to Costco and we'll just get stock up on like the bubbly water and the beverages of various sorts. And so we basically stocked up that to bring back. But we were surprised that it ended up becoming a wine tasting and cheese tasting session, because they were
they had, like, how they do at Costco, they have all the samples out. Well, this time I don't know if it's all that frequent, but it was great. They had like a bunch of wine, and so you go in there and it's basically all you could drink of little glasses of wine. And so
and then it was like across the way was like try this cheese, or try this hummus, this organic hummus. So it was kind of wine and hors d'oeuvres at Costco in air conditioning. So it was actually quite wasn't something we were expecting to do, but it was kind of fun.
All right, wine tasting in Costco. I think this is like a fourth try.
Yeah,
it's like almost full glass, plus some chips and stuff. We're all good. Chilean wine, very good. Yeah, so we loaded up on our non-perishables to prepare for our next trip down in a few weeks. And so that was a lot of fun. And then finally, we had some friends over. What's great about the Puerto Vallarta area is wherever you're at, you really bond with your neighbors. And so, we've got expat neighbors, part-time neighbors, local neighbors that have lived here forever. And so we brought them up for a nice evening out on our balcony. And then we went down, and one of our neighbors said, "Hey, they've closed off the street. There's a parade." And so we we ran right in the middle of a parade kind of to wrap up our trip this go around.
It's part of the celebrations, I think, in early December that they have here, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but
yeah, it's part of the it's a religious.
It's like a 12-day thing, and so because Thanksgiving fell late this year, we were actually able to catch the very first day of it. Yeah, there's always a parade. There's always some sort of festivity happening. So
yeah, if you know what that parade is, I think they're going to have one weekly through December.
Daily.
Yeah, daily probably.
I think it's daily.
Put comments down if you know what the parades are in Puerto Vallarta that happen this time of year. Love to learn more about that.
Yep.
So I think that's it. Anything else?
No. So if you like what you heard, make sure once again you like and subscribe, and we look forward to talking to you more about kind of life down here in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, and also too, we were super busy this go around. So I know a number of you have reached out to hook up with us for like lunch or dinner or something in the area. So we'll get back to you on that, but we will be around. So do connect with us. We're happy to have like a group together down here, and for some social gathering at some point. Happy to do that.
All right, we'll talk to you guys later.
All right, take care. Adios, everybody.